Hey, G-Ball, what's up, brother? What's up? What's up? Major Key, what up? I just threw the key. Do you see the let me throw it up because maybe you came up after. There it is. See what's going on. I wanted to oh, you saw the Spider-Man review? Oh, what'd you think of it? I don't do spoilers. My reviews, I never do spoilers. G-Ball, you're gonna regulate, are you? I gotta make sure everybody has these. There's Thomas. I want to make sure Thomas got his shit. What's up, Pounds? Hold on, G-Ball. Give me a second there. You guys know more than I do. Some of these Truth Bomb. What's up? How's everyone doing? Oh, there he is. Ha! Major
What's
Key.
going on? What's going on? Hey, shout out to the whole chat for coming over here, man.
Yeah,
Much
man. Shout
appreciated.
out. Yeah, definitely shout out to
Yeah,
everybody. Thanks for coming by,
yeah,
LT.
make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, man. You know what I'm saying? He's at 760, so only 240 away from 1,000. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I never pimped my channel for some fucking reason. I don't know why. But yeah,
Yeah.
I got to get back into doing that. I'm a see major. What I do is I'm from old school from when YouTube first started, and what we used to do is we used to purge our channels, like
Mhm.
get rid of all the dead followers or
Yeah.
inactive channels. So we used to do that up until about 7 years ago. I would have been well over 1,000 for sure. You could tell by just the views I have on my channel.
Yeah, man. Shit, man. Like, uh, all I could say is like right now, I've had the luxury of having like connections and shout out to Troy Graham, and all of that, man. Bro, like I had like so many interviews this year. This shit was crazy, and it's crazy though that people watch more for the drama than they do for the interviews, bro. They care more about the drama than they do about the actual interviews with the boxers, bro.
You know
I'm
what? And that's something I couldn't understand. And this is something that I really like. If you like my old videos, you'll see that I was involved with drama, but you'll see it's a different type of drama if you look. But it was more fun based back in the day.
hmm
And but the real drama is like I didn't get into it. I did like you remember when Oprah Winfrey first came to YouTube, where she first made her account and they made her a partner and all that shit. That was a big thing to a lot of us original YouTubers. And a lot of us, including myself, made videos about how fucking upsetting that was. Where you got people that been here for a while don't become partners, you know? So
yeah,
and yeah, it kind of bothered us. That type of shit I got into. But the stuff like the stuff we were talking about on Black and Brown's channel, that stuff is real life for me. You know, it's like I try not to get too involved in it, and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't like when people get called weak for caring. You know, there's
yeah.
nothing wrong.
See,
There's nothing wrong
I
with caring.
and I appreciate that because that's the whole thing. The thing is that, bro, like at the end of the day, I'm gonna be a real person, 24/7. You know what I'm saying? God forbid, even the detractors, even the people that I was arguing with, if something were to happen to them, bro, I'm not gonna let nobody talk shit about them. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I'm ass kissing and nothing like that. It's just like, yo, until they're ready to and willing and able to defend themselves, I'm just gonna say, yo, just keep their name out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? If not, I'm just not gonna allow you to rock around me. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So I get it now. I get it now. Like as far as like is free smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever, or eh, go ahead and do what you do. I get it. I get it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like when it came at the time it came out, I just had to put my foot down and stand my ground and be a man that I know how to be the way I was raised. You know what I'm saying? And
I got you.
there's a little bit of class in that. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I'm not just some fucking schmuck off the block. You know what I'm saying? I'm a leader.
I feel you there. Truth bomb. I'm gonna say then. You know what? Then I'm soft, man. I look since I hit my 40s. I'm 56 now. Since I've hit my 40s, I have been one of those type of people. I give people a benefit of the doubt. I help. I've actually brung people into my house, gave them a place to stay. You know, because they were having hard times. That's the type of motherfucker I am. You know, does that make me soft? Maybe, but you know, I like to pay shit forward. People gave me a break when I was younger. I feel it's only right that I give other people a break or give people a benefit of the doubt. But if somebody's going to play you, this is how I honestly feel. If someone's going to play you and try to get money out of you and get some sort of hustle off you, shame on them. All right. I don't get mad at their hustle. I get mad at if they're taking advantage. That's a different story. You know, I don't feel bad. I don't feel animosity towards the people that actually cared. I feel animosity for the person that took advantage of them. So that's where I lie. And I just didn't think it was right that people were jumping all over the cases of those that actually cared because they thought something was wrong.
Yeah.
The problem lies where the person who received all this attention and they didn't clarify or um or not just clarify but also bring forth evidence that this happened, but you know what, it's not my business. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
So
fuck it. I'm on that boat right now. I don't really give a fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, let other people debate that shit if they want to. You know what I'm saying? Let them waste their time on that shit. You know. So anyway, how you doing, EJ?
I'm doing okay, man. I've been fucking. You know what? I'm gonna tell you this much. If next year's boxing is gonna be even remotely close to what this year has been, we got a good year coming up. I am telling you right now, and it's starting off with Sanchez. I'm fucking all in. I'm all in. It's starting off with New Year's with Frank Sanchez. Fuck, I'm all in
Oh
for
yeah,
next
yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's going to be a good card. Well, I mean, I know a lot of people don't have a lot of belief in Luis Ortiz, but that should be a okay fight, to be honest with you. And then,
No, no. It's a good fight.
yeah,
You know, I'm
a lot
not
of people
saying
for
can't
some
fight
reason
don't fuck him up.
yeah, a lot of people just don't like for some reason. Oh, because so a lot of content creators just have that narrative. Oh, he's an old guy. He's a dinosaur. This and that. But guys, like he only lost against Deontay Wilder, and both times he was winning the fight until he got hit. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah,
So
you
so
got
yeah, man.
Dante Wilder and that fucking right hander. That's like he's got a mutant right hand. That
Yeah.
shit is I can understand why he favored that right hand so much because that was his bread and butter. But he showed that he was able to improve and learn more technique with his last Fury fight, and now we're finding out that he might retire. That sucks for us as boxing fans because we could have seen a different Wilder, and if he improved, that means he could possibly get another shot. But people don't see that. Plus the fact that he'd have to work more. That means he'd have to fight for 1/10 the money he did before. And remember, in his last two fights, he's made $45 million. So he can sit pretty on the money he just made.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, man, look, I want to see. Believe we're gonna get the Estrada, Chocolatito fight.
Do you think is that going to happen?
I believe that that's the whole reason that they were trying to give Estrada the franchise championship to make that fight happen. So I think they're in negotiations for that. I think we probably see one of the prospects, whether it's Boots Ennis or Virgil Ortiz, fight either Crawford or Spence, because I don't think that the Crawford and Spence fight is going to happen. You know what I mean? And if it does, then great. Then that's even better. But if not, I'm not one of those people that want one of those young guns to knock each other off when the top dudes didn't knock each other off yet. You know what I'm saying? I feel
Yeah,
like they should get their money, but before you expect them to go ahead and you know and risk their careers, you know, for a payday.
all right. Let's talk about that Crawford. Let's talk about that Crawford Spence thing. In my honest opinion, right? In my honest opinion, Spence shouldn't have that belt. He shouldn't have the. He shouldn't have no belts right now because he's been inactive. Now, granted, yeah, he had a car accident, but again, we've talked about this before. Why not just put a stipulation that he gets a shot at the titles? When he's back to 100%. But in the interim, let these guys fight over these belts. Put them up. Throw them
Mm-hmm.
out there. Why let him keep a belt hostage that way?
That's true.
Crawford's fighting.
That's what I'm saying. They need to mandate the fights, and you know, another one. And I will jump out to that one later. Darkness is falling. Dropped Castaño Charlo Part 2, and I'm glad that Charlo actually had the balls, and I knew it that Jamel is not Jamal. Jamel actually had the balls to go for Part 2 in that one. Since the first one was a draw, he wants to go for Part 2, and I give him so much credit.
Was it really a draw?
Nah, Castaño, I had him winning, but whatever. Like anyway, but still, the fact of the matter is that even though he knew Castaño won, he's still going back for a second fight. You know what I mean? So I give him credit for that. I give him props for that. You know what I'm saying? That shows like that he has that pedigree of dogging him. You know what I mean? That really wants to go out there and be something great. You know, but yeah, man, when it comes down to the Crawford versus Spence, man, like, you know, I don't know that they're gonna make that happen because I don't think that they're gonna put Spence in the ring with Crawford. But I feel like maybe we're gonna see some of these prospects get their chance because they're ranked number one, and so I see some of these things getting mandated.
Look at that shit. That's fucked up, Coco. That's fucked up. Spence needs to retire. Announce his retirement. Oh man, no. Spence has too much talent, and he's not old enough to retire. And when I say that, he's still got a lot left in him. He shouldn't retire, but he does need to let go of those belts. If he doesn't put them up, then he needs to just like slowly back away, heal up, let other guys go for this. Let them fight it out. But until that happens, and until these people get their heads out of their asses, we're gonna constantly see those belts held hostage. Just like with Zurdo, right?
Yeah, Zurdo Ramirez. Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck? Seriously?
Yeah.
You know what's going on? What's going on there?
People are scared of Zurdo. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and no, I have not seen Pitbull, but I believe I watched the channel a couple days ago, and I was like half paying attention, half not. But they were talking about that whole thing that Zurdo's team made an offer to Bivol, and you know they didn't want to make the fight. You know what I'm saying? But it sounds like people are afraid of Zurdo. I doubt that Beterbiev. I think that would probably be the best way. I don't know if it has to do with the rankings and his particular sanctioning body. I don't know if it has to do with that. That's why he went to Bivol first. But maybe he needs to go the other way and go for Beterbiev, because Beterbiev, I think, really believes that he can knock out everybody. Which is why we were talking earlier about the Canelo.
We were talking about that earlier. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna rethink. I'm gonna watch like 4 or 5 fights from Beterbiev, and then and compare them to the Bivol fights that I've already watched. All right. And I'm starting to come around to the way you guys are thinking and understanding, and I'm starting to understand, but it just worried me, you know. And when I say worried, it's not that I don't want to see Canelo fight somebody that could possibly beat him, but when he's moving up in weight, I don't see nothing wrong with picking and choosing who you fight, you know. Just to get your feet wet in a different weight class. I mean,
Well,
that make,
well,
you
think
know,
about this. Think about this real quick. Just think about this one, Electrojet. So he's jumping up 2 weight classes to
right?
fight Makabu. Everybody's talking about it's a cherry pick. Meanwhile, this guy's 28-2 with 25 wins by way of knockout.
Yep.
His 2 losses was number 1, the first fight of his career at pro. Okay, his first fight ever. You know what I'm saying? That could have been just the lights, right? And then Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew was actually somebody very accomplished in that division. Actually called out Deontay Wilder and everything. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you look at it, those are his only 2 losses. The first fight of his career and Tony Bellew. And every other win was pretty much by knockout except for 1.
Well, I've known about him for a little while. I mean, I wasn't like highly versed in him, but I knew he wasn't no pushover. And on top of that, he had a belt. You know, you don't get a belt for being a fucking pushover.
Right.
That's
And they
number
keep trying to say that he cherry picked it, but no, it's because, and I said it last night on my channel, because he's the franchise champion. Canelo is the franchise champion at with the WBC. So he has the through the WBC, he has the liberty of moving up and down in weight classes and fighting the champion immediately. So he chose the WBC route. They petitioned for it to fight Makabu because they wanted to get that 5th weight division. So it's not an easy test, but they believe that they could beat him. See what I'm saying? But a lot of people trying to talk about it as a cherry pick. It's not a cherry pick. It's literally a champion in the WBC, which was the easiest way to get a champion by moving up 2 weight classes and without acclimating yourself. And then this guy has 28 wins, 25 by knockout. Come on, dog.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
My thing is this. I mean, yeah, they're calling it a cherry pick. And you know what? It is a cherry pick. But what's wrong with cherry picking? If you got 3 champions at a weight class and you're jumping up 2 divisions, what's wrong with picking the one that you have the best chance at first? I see nothing wrong with that.
It's not a cherry pick though. It's business.
No, it is business. But I'm just saying, if you look at it like a cherry pick, what's wrong with that?
But that's because a lot of people are casuals, bro. A lot of people are casuals. When you think about it, right? It's not a cherry pick. The dude is 28 wins, 25 by knockout. I've already explained his losses. And the dude is a WBC champion. He had to petition Canelo because he's a franchise champion to move up 2 weight classes to fight a champion, right? Which most of the time you need to get acclimated to the weight division before you fight a champion. And he was just given that right because he's a franchise champion. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not a cherry. It's everybody talk about why he didn't fight this dude or why he didn't fight that dude. Well, those dudes are not with the WBC, and the WBC is where Canelo holds the franchise championship. So it makes sense when you think about it, right? Why he did it in that way.
Yeah. What's up, Harvey?
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. I think we're all in agreement. There's nothing wrong.
It's still a dangerous fight, though. It's a dangerous fight. Canelo is way too small. I mean,
it is.
Canelo's playing video game with his career. That's a video game fight. Even at 175, he's playing video games.
It doesn't matter if you jump up one class or 2. It's still taking a chance. And
he's a video game character right now. He's taking a huge chance. Like casuals, they don't understand that. Oh, they just see Canelo. The fact that they think Canelo can be better view and knock him out or whatever, that's like they don't understand how good Canelo has to be to do that.
But the fact that he's going after champions, that speaks. Now, all right, let me ask the both of you. Now, I know you guys are like, you guys are not exactly friendly towards each other, but this is.
I'm over that already, bro. Right, I'm over stuff.
Let me ask the both of you.
I don't really care either way. You know what I'm saying about Javi.
All right, well,
I'm over it 5 minutes ago. If he wants to start again, that's his problem.
No, we're not going to start that again. I want to stick to boxing. Let me ask you this question. All right. Now, there's some people, and I know that you guys might not like them, but there's some people in this boxing community that I value their opinion because they have a lot of knowledge. And I'll say the one of them is Unrivaled Boxing Talk. I love the shit out of Mark, right? And then another one is Jedi, the boxing Jedi, and then another one is Johnny Boy. Now, listen, I know about the drama, but my thing is boxing. I focus on what is all the hate about with Canelo. You know, now out of those three, one of them definitely dislikes Canelo. But I noticed that there's a big, not a big, but there is a section of the community that feels like that about Canelo, and I'd like to know why.
You want to go first, Javi, or you want me to go?
I don't know. I don't know why I don't want to get into that. There's a lot of race.
It's not only race though. It's not just race.
I know it's not just race, but like I don't even care about that. I trip out at the fact that people think that Canelo can easily wipe out the 175 division, weight class or division. Like that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
You have to be great to do something like that. Who else is doing it? Nobody else is doing it. Who's doing it?
So I'll start from the top. So with Johnny,
who's capable of doing it? Who's capable of doing it? Show me somebody else who's capable of doing what Canelo's doing.
With Johnny, I have no idea why he hates Canelo so bad. You know what I mean? He just sounds like a straight hater, and I don't fuck with Johnny. You're damn right about that. And here's the thing. One of the things, even when I was still fucking with him, a lot of people like were being turned off because all he was doing was hate videos on Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And I was still fucking with him and shit like that. And then it got to the point where, you know, he started having, I don't even want to get into that. Put it like that.
No, it's not the drama part. It's not the drama part. It's the passion for why, and no, like Jedi doesn't feel that way. And
Jedi, I haven't heard him really going on Canelo.
No, he
and
doesn't. He doesn't. Jedi
okay, so there you go. So I haven't heard Jedi going on him, and Mark seems to me like a very unbiased guy. I love Mark as well. You know what I'm saying? I've had him. I actually invite him. I have his email, and I invite him. You know, once in a while to when I'm doing interviews because I like the way he thinks and he knows about boxing. So
a lot of information.
What I see is mostly the thing black fans.
So the thing is, hold on, Javi, hold on. Let me just explain. So as far as Jedi, I don't know anything about that. And then Mark, again, I never heard him be unbiased. I feel like if he has an opinion about one thing, he's probably giving an opinion about one thing, but not jumping in jumping out the window just full fledged. I hate Canelo because he doesn't seem like a hater to me.
No,
so
he's not.
Therefore, the only person that I know that's jumped out the window on some Canelo hate is Johnny Boy. And that's the only thing I can say.
But here's the thing, and the thing is, I don't fault him for it because he gives his side of the story. All right, I'm not making this about specifically Johnny Boy. I'm making it about the faction of the boxing community that feels similarly to that. And I was just wondering why is that a thing? Because from what I've seen over the past 2 years, especially with Canelo, he's been doing what you're supposed to do. He's been fighting champions. He's been fighting hard people. He's moving up in weight. And I know there was a controversy with the using illegal substances, but that was taken care of. He did his time for his crime, blah, blah, blah. All that set aside, I seem to notice that because of the one-time infraction with the illegal substances, now it's a stigma with him, and he's like
that's
one of
just
the
an
most
excuse to take away from his greatness.
So you think it's just an excuse to take away from his accolades?
Yeah, because I feel they feel threatened by his greatness. Canelo's greater than a lot of people would have imagined, even me.
And I agree. He's greater than I thought he was going to be. Also, I actually was very critical about him early in his career. And here's the thing. When it comes to the clenbuterol, what people don't understand is full soccer teams have actually been sidelined because of it. and it was consistent with the same exact amount, and it wasn't enough to actually enhance performance. This is why, because it was illegal, they still gave him the suspension. However, they changed the rule after that and increased it to the amount that would actually be performance enhancing. At that point, it was an illegal amount, but it wasn't enough to actually enhance performance. So we have to keep that part in mind, because rules and laws get changed throughout time. You know what I'm saying? Like, something that we may say, it sounds bad right now. 100 years ago, somebody was getting away with it, and we probably look at them at the best in that particular sport. You know what I mean?
I think he took something, but I don't think he necessarily cheated.
No, he wasn't even fighting though. It was when he came back, but
he did take something. I do believe he took something.
He's the most tested fighter, bro.
I believe a lot of these boxers are taking something. The fact that they can take a whole year off, that's suspect to me. Canelo and Valdez, these Mexican fighters get caught because they're always active. Black fighters, they take like a whole year off. Mayweather, a whole year off. Who knows what they were taking? And I'm not like saying they did, but there's reason to think that they might have been taking something.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a question. It's a might have. You know what I mean? It's a hypothetical.
True.
Like Caleb Plant, his upper body looked deformed. I think he's on something. His upper body looked way deformed.
I had read the story. I had read a few stories about that whole situation, and from what I understand, it had something to do with. I think it had something to do with some beef that was eaten at a certain time. I'm not exactly sure. I can't recall the whole story, and then that's why he tested dirty. Whatever the case may be, the fact that he did his crime, he did his time, and they still hold it over his head. It bothers me because he's constantly getting tested, and he's getting through the test with flying colors, and he's winning all these matches. You can't.
But he's the most active as well. He's the most active.
Yeah, he is.
Nobody's more active than he is.
Yeah, and look at Mayweather taking an illegal IV the day before the Manny Pacquiao fight, and then not allowing Pacquiao to take his inflammatory for his shoulder. All right, and then the actual IV didn't even get approved for Mayweather till 21 days after the fight.
Yeah,
Mayweather cheated. I still think he's one of the greatest ever. Like, a lot of these people cheated. That guy that fought Oscar, he confessed that he took something before the fight. What's his name? Who did Oscar fight twice?
You talking about Mosley?
Mosley, yeah, he confessed that he took something.
Mosley confessed, yeah.
So I don't understand why people get on Canelo. Like all these other greats, they took something too.
Sugar Ray used to take coke. That's why they call him Sugar Ray. That's why they call him Sugar. You know what I'm saying?
In that Mosley fight, it was close. So it's like, man, one guy was cheating and Oscar wasn't cheating, and it's like it was a close fight.
How many of you guys watched the fights today? I think you said you saw the fight, or you got part of the fight.
Yeah, I only saw the last part of the Majamor versus Soro fight, and I didn't catch any other fights because I was doing some DoorDash trying to get a little bit of extra Christmas cash because I got 9 kids, bro. You know what I'm saying?
God, dude, man, fuck you heard of condoms, right?
Yeah, I'm allergic to them. I'm allergic to latex, bro.
You know why I have 4 kids?
Why?
Because I don't fucking want 5. Okay, that's that. But all right. Oh, there's a. You know what? I wanted to touch on the subject. We were talking about it earlier today, over in the Black and Browns stream. And why is it these kids nowadays, not these kids, I'm going to say the ones that are between 24 and 30, why are these boxers in that age so afraid of losing that O? When you have the greatest boxers of all time that had losses in their in their.
Oh, because of Mayweather. But
Is it
uh,
just because of Mayweather and his formula? Is it?
no,
I want to know.
he said a new trend where it's like if you lose credibility. I don't know, you lose a bag, like, or you
Do
lose
you? No, I did.
fans.
Did Ali lose a bet? Listen, he's the only still to this day. He's the only boxer three-peat. The only boxer to win his championship 3 times. So again, why is that 0 so important? All you got to
Because of
do is work
Floyd.
harder.
It's all because of Floyd. It's Floyd's fault.
Well,
Because look at
He-
these
it's
Mexican
because
fighters.
it's because people believe Floyd. I wouldn't say it's Floyd's fault because you can't blame the pimp, right? You can't blame.
No, he made all
can't
that
blame-
money because of his 0. You have to understand that he
Yeah,
made all that money.
But he sold that 0. He sold is what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying that he sold the 0 because
he protected it. Of course, he didn't take
yeah,
risks.
but look at Chavez. Look at Chavez. Chavez won what 89-0. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking Sugar Ray Robinson with 40 something and 0, and then went like another 80 or 90 and 0. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
but
come on, bro. Like,
I'm starting to realize that these black fighters, the only way to make big money is to keep that 0. Mexican fighters don't have to worry about that. They can
that's what
lose
they
and
say
still.
like that. They're saying they're hyping it up, saying, "Hey, nobody could beat me." This and
Yeah,
this and
but
that, and people are buying it.
it only worked for Mayweather though. It's not working for Crawford. Look at
Oh,
Crawford. He's not talented.
but think about the time though. Think about the time that Mayweather, the Mayweather. I've said this before. Perfect transition. When he was a champion, it was at the time that social media was getting popular, right? And you know what I'm saying? He happened to be free of his contract when he beat De La Hoya, and all of that shit happened. And he was alert enough to take advantage of the opportunity. That only
Yes, he
comes like
turned
once
into
in a
a
lifetime, bro.
businessman. He
Let,
turned
let,
into a
let, let me
businessman.
address.
That only comes once in a lifetime, bro. And he was
Yeah,
smart
yeah.
enough to capitalize on it.
I
let me
understand. He's
address
smart.
Slugger's
I'm not
fan.
taking that away from him. He turned into a businessman. He capitalized off his 0, and he was careful about it. And now
You
these
could
young
say
black
that he was
fighters, they
careful.
saw that, and they're trying to follow that.
You can say that again, Electro Jet said. He was careful.
But
Yo,
listen,
Slugger,
Slugger
pop up here,
Sam.
man. Slugger Sam, pop up here, man.
Slugger, get up here. You're wrong, buddy. Holyfield did not win the championship 4 times. He did not win it 4 times. The only one to do it has been Ali, and it's 3 right now is the record for winning the championship 3 times. He's won the heavyweight championship belt 3 times. No one else in any other weight class has won the same belt back more than twice. Look it up.
I just think these new young black fighters, upcoming black fighters like Shakur, Haney, they're struggling to gain fans and clout. Look at Haney. Like, I understand maybe it's because he has no pop, but he should have more clout than maybe
Yeah,
like.
but I think it's because just the fan base, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this is why people say this is why I don't believe when somebody says, "Oh, you're the A side and you got a Mexican fighter, bro." You know when Canelo fought, right? Fucking 7 out of every 10 TVs that were on were watching the Canelo fight, bro. Like, you know, bro, like Canelo's major. He's major. He's the face of boxing. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. But
yeah, when he went up against UFC, he went up against UFC.
And then you see Dana White like by the ring watching Canelo's fight.
No, yeah. All I'm saying is like Shakur is gonna be probably the face of boxing after Canelo, and it's like he's not even getting the recognition right now. He should have more fans right now, Shakur. I saw his Twitter account, and he's like he doesn't get a lot of likes. I'm like, how does Ryan Garcia, who doesn't fight, get more likes than Shakur, Haney, all of them put together? Like, how does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just happy that right now everybody's starting to realize that the sport is here, and if you're gonna keep robbing Americans in America, because remember, what we pay here, that's not what people are paying around the world. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why when you hear the pay-per-view sales and shit like that for domestic fights, that has to do with America. That has nothing to do with around the world, because around the world, the fucking television companies, they actually have their own contractual agreement where, for example, Mexico shows the fights for free. You know what I mean? You may pay $1.99 somewhere else in the world. You may pay $2.99 or $5.99 or something like that. You know what I mean? But they're not all selling it for $80. But yet here we have to pay $80 for some bullshit fight. That sucks, bro.
I was gonna tell.
Yeah, Jake Paul's fight
Slugger
is better
Sam,
than
cruiserweight, different weight classes. We're talking about heavyweight, just in one weight class. One weight, not how many times he won a championship. It's in a specific class. That's what I'm talking about, Slugger. He didn't win the heavyweight championship belt 4 times.
I just believe Canelo fighting a better view is like a dangerous fight. It's like a video game fight going against a boss. Like that's not easy.
That's a crazy jump.
He's not gonna be able to keep better view off of him. He's just too big.
That's what I was
be like
thinking.
The first fight, Triple G first fight.
That's what I was thinking, but Major Keys and Black and Brown made some good points about that compared to
the fact that they believe. Yes, the fact that they believe that Canelo can easily beat him shows how great Canelo is. Like that he fools these people into thinking that he could beat Better View. I may just be a casual. I don't know.
No, hey, Javi, are you Javier Casablanco?
No.
That sounded like a lie. Oh, I know you are.
What are you talking about?
Nothing, brother.
Oh, I want to say something to everybody. Yo, I did my review that Spider-Man movie. I don't give no spoilers. Yep. It's definitely worth it to go see it. It's an epic movie. Go check it out. If you had any doubts, I'm telling you now, don't doubt it. You'll have a good time. It's an awesome movie. Moving back to boxing.
I was thinking about it just because of Darren Williams and the Puerto Rican girl fighter.
So
I just think it's gonna be fake though. Like I thought Woodley almost knocked him out. Paul out.
What was the girl that got knocked out standing up from the UK? What was her name? Where she got knocked out. She was standing and she was knocked out on her feet. This happened like a few weeks ago.
I saw that fight. I don't know any other names.
Yeah, I don't remember the name neither, but I remember it was McCaskill that knocked her out, right?
Yeah. That was the one. Yeah, McCaskill was the one that knocked her out. That was a beautiful punch, man.
Yeah, man.
And Slugger Sam, if you come up with it, get on the panel, Slugger. What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck you acting all shy for, Slugger? What the fuck?
He thinks I'm gonna put him on.
He's
time.
scared of me.
I don't do that shit, Slugger.
Hey, I'm willing to forgive this guy that's on here right now. What's his name? Major Key, but Slugger the story.
I got your phone number, Dr. Blanco. I got your phone number.
Me? Call me then.
I already know I fucking called you a year ago when you called me first. MXBC tricked you to call me. I know you are, bro.
No, you don't.
Yeah, don't remember put up your picture, bro, because I got a school picture from you.
All right, do it. That's not me.
I'm not here, because if I leave, I'm on my phone.
Here, man. Come on.
I swear to you.
There he is.
The wrong person.
All right.
Yo, real quick.
If I got the wrong person, then I apologize, bro. But I'm just saying this is fun. This is boxing and YouTube, man.
Real quick, fellas, real quick. The reason I didn't hop on is I'm cooking, so I got my laptop and I got my phone. I was listening to the show. No, hold on. I was listening to the show on my thing. But Electrojet, I'm going to explain to you why Holyfield is a 4-time heavyweight champion, not what do you call it?
Cruiser.
Not cruiserweight. Okay, so you know how he beat Buster Douglas the first time, right?
Right.
And then he beat what's his name? He beat Riddick Bowe in the rematch because he lost the title to Riddick Bowe. Then in the rematch he beat Riddick Bowe. So when he beat him, that makes him 2 times, right?
Okay.
Then he lost the title again. Then he beat Mike Tyson in 1996. Remember when he knocked him out?
Tyson didn't have the belt.
No, Tyson did. Tyson beat Frank Bruno or whoever. He beat one of them. He beat Frank Bruno or one of the other guys. Tyson had. Remember how Tyson in '95 he fought Peter McNeely?
That was a regular belt. You talking about Peter McNeely, the Pizza Hut guy with the stuffed crust knocking him out?
No, I know. What I'm saying is he first had a tomato can fight against Peter McNeely, but then the fight after that they gave him the title fight. Remember the day Tupac died? You guys remember the day Tupac died? Yeah,
that was in August. That was in August. Oh no, September.
No, September. The day Tupac.
1996. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The day that Tupac died, Mike Tyson won the WBA. Okay, Mike Tyson, March of '96, he beat Frank Bruno for the WBC title, and then the day Tupac died, he faced Bruce Sheldon, and then in November, 2 months after Pac died, he fought Holyfield and he got knocked out. Remember, technical knockout. So what does that make him? When he won the title from Holyfield, what does that make him, Jen?
Okay, because I'm looking up the back.
No. Just look. Tyson. No. Hear me out. Watch. I'm explaining you. Tyson wins the WBC from Frank Bruno. Then he wins the WBA. For some reason, he got stripped from the WBA. I don't know why. Maybe he didn't fight the mandatory. Whatever. Then, sorry, he got stripped out of the WBC. Then he fights Holyfield one-on-one for the WBA. He lost it. It was a technical knockout. So then when Holyfield beat him, he became a 3-time heavyweight champion. And then they had the rematch, which we all know how that went. He got his ear bit off. Yeah. Then remember Holyfield lost the title to Lennox Lewis in the first fight. Remember? He lost the title. Then Holyfield had a fight with John Ruiz for the WBA title, and he beat John Ruiz. So that made him a 4-time heavyweight champion. The only 4-time heavyweight champion.
All right. So maybe this is a clerical error, but this is a fact. All right, Muhammad Ali is the only heavyweight. Muhammad Ali is the only heavyweight to ever hold the lineal championship on 3 different occasions. And
right.
Right. That's what I meant. He's the only one to do that. So okay, you're right. You're right. But as far as Ali, that's what I meant. And I'm sorry that I misread that, and my apologies.
No, it's all good, bro. It's all good. No, but you know what? You brought up something that's on a higher status, technically, right? Like when we speak of lineage holds more weight than most of these belts. So, man, the thing is, there ain't nothing anybody can say to make Ali look bad. It doesn't matter that he's not a 4-time champion. Ali's record speaks for itself, man. Nobody needs...
What's up, my brother? Sorry, I just wanted to say what's up.
Oh, so good, man. But
I want to say I want to thank everybody that came in. Thanks for hanging out here. I'm not closing it out, but shout out to everyone that's coming in. Please hit the like button, and if you haven't, I got to get used to saying this. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'd appreciate that. And I want to thank the panel for coming up here, and anyone that wants to come up, as long as you're not rude and you don't show any peen or tits or anything like that. You're welcome to come up here.
They're not gonna come up here rude with this panel, bro. They're not gonna come up here rude with this panel. I guarantee that.
Yeah. Yo, but before I dip out, it looks like Recognize literally just came in. He must have not heard me. I'm gonna just say one more time before I leave. Recognize. This is why he's a 4-time champ. He beat Buster Douglas 1 time. He lost the titles to Riddick Bowe. Then he beat Riddick Bowe. That's 2 times. Then he beat Mike Tyson. Oh, and then he lost the titles to again after Riddick Bowe, right? Then he beats Mike Tyson 3 times. He loses the belt, whatever, to Lennox Lewis. Then he beats John Ruiz 4 times. Come on, guys. Come on, man. You know what I mean? You guys should know this. But anyways, I got to get back, man. I'm cooking up some potatoes and steak and some I'm making some homemade
Fine, man. You shot a fucking moose today, bro. Like, stop lying, bro. I know what that shit is like over there in Canada.
Quick gap. Major Key, that's like 8 hours up north, man. That ain't even up here.
All right, Slugger, man. Thank you for coming up here. And listen, you don't ever have to worry about getting kicked or booted. I take it just as much as I give it. Well, I'll take more than I give, so you can come up here anytime, man.
No, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. I'm still listening in.
If you're gonna give me shit, just do me one favor.
Yeah.
All right. Give shit to everybody else too. That's all I'm saying.
Electro. If I see something and then I'm like, wait a sec, I always point it out to everybody. It ain't just you, bro. But
Slugger and myself have argued many times, bro. You know what I'm saying? You see how we're cordial on your panel right now, right?
Yeah. And you know what? Major Key's cool because there was times where me and him went at it, and then I went at a show when he had some of the boxers on. He was really cool, man. He still let me on the show. He let me talk to them, and because he knew I wasn't gonna fucking act the fool in front of no boxers, man. You know what I mean? He knew I was gonna be on my chill mode. So, but
I mean, I'm like that with everybody. That's a problem. People be having these these impressions of me that they don't really understand. I'm like, I'm cool as fuck, bro. Like I'm down to earth, man. Like But if you got something to say to me, I'm gonna say what I gotta say right back. You know what I mean? It is what it is. We all grown men out here. Exactly. Don't get it twisted because it's YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You said it. We're grown men. So I'm gonna dip out. I'm gonna listen to the show in the background. All right, fellas.
All right, brother. We'll see you later, man. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that. So let's touch on something, and just to get it out of the way. Major Keys. I'm real tight and stuff like that and I know about the beef between you and him. I'm real tight with Jedi and stuff like that. And I was there that day that all that stuff happened. Yeah. So I kind of saw everything. I saw everything go down the way it went down. I even tried saying something to you on the chat, but shit was so excited and heated that you didn't see what I was trying to say up there. But I'm not the type of streamer or anything like that holds what's going down with you and somebody else that I may get along with. I don't hold that shit against you. You have never been disrespectful to me or mine. You guys had your particular issue.
Yeah.
I love the fuck out of Jedi. I really do. That's like a brother to me online.
Yeah. No doubt.
But he's a grown man. He knows how to take care of himself. And you already know that. So he'll sit there and he got no problem with it. So I don't feel like I'm not one of those types that feel like I got to defend somebody. That's not me. Especially if they're totally compared
on that. I'll clear the air on that because here's the thing. Straight up. It was a little deeper with the whole Jedi situation because honestly speaking, I don't have a problem with Jedi. Never had a problem with Jedi, but I did, come at him based on the fact that he came at H Money. I told both. He may not have heard me, but I did say everybody chill the fuck out, and I felt like at that point he was disrespecting the panel. I reacted, and that's what it is. He felt like I didn't do the shit the right way, and so he went and he took it the way he took it. But I really never had. It's not beef to me. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, we live like not even far from each other. You know what I'm saying? In Florida. You know what I mean? But the thing is that he didn't. I understand. He didn't like H Money and all that. And I already knew that H Money was probably gonna act the same way like he did in the past, which he eventually did. And so I don't fuck with H Money. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, what really happened was, there was a blow up there between them two, and I said to chill. I guess he didn't hear me, but I did say chill. And then eventually H Money shut up, and then he kept, and I was like, Jedi. You know what I'm saying? And then I said, bro, chill the fuck out, man. So he felt like I was treating him like a child. Yeah, I understand he's a grown man, been in the military, all that, but got nothing but love and respect for the dude. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, he went and made some video. He immediately went and made a video about it. And then he kept doing videos. He did a few. And even after the whole Johnny Boy situation, we were on the MXBC and we aired out Johnny Boy, me, him, Mark, Black and Brown. There was quite a few people there that aired out Johnny Boy on that channel. And then like he even said, yo, Major Key, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know, holler at me or whatever he said. And I was like, yo, I emailed you a few months ago with my number. Just check your emails. You already got my number. You know what I'm saying? I literally sent him my number. So then like he never responded to that. He's like, all right, cool. So we left that shit alone. And then a few months later, you know what I'm saying? I sent him an email like, hey, what's good, man? Yo, I would love to have you on my channel, this and this and that. And then he immediately made a video saying, don't fucking email me, you fucking, you know, this and that, you fucking hitting me up on email, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whoa, like you the one that invited me to email you. You know what I'm saying? Or I wouldn't have even done it. So I left that shit alone too. I left it alone, and I was like, okay. But I'm airing it out though. I'm airing it out because at the end of the day, never had a problem with a dude. Like I don't know the guy. I don't consider anything on YTBC beef or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the dude. It's not really that serious. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, I know the dude. You know what I'm saying? He gloats about, you know, the stuff that he has and stuff like that. I gloat about some of the stuff I have, you know what I'm saying? But it doesn't need to get to that level because this is YouTube, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, no, I get it. I get it. My thing is I wanted to show you that I cut everybody because I didn't want you thinking maybe in the back of my arm, I don't hold shit against anyone for what's going on between you and another person. Like because
no, I appreciate that. Mark has been on my channel. Brian Harkin has been on my channon.
Yeah,
a lot of people that fuck with Jedi have been on my channel, and they all fuck with me as well. And they just Jay Blues, my boy he's the one that created my logo. You know what I'm saying? And that's my dude right there too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I just want I want all you guys to understand that I get along with everybody as long as like no one talks shit about my wife, nobody talks shit about my kids. I don't give a fuck what you say about me because look, fat, toothless, and all old as fuck. There's plenty of fucking stuff there to fuck with. So I'm open to that. But the reason why I say this stuff is because I get along with everybody. Like I got love for Johnny Boy, right? It's like one of those things. I see the potential and I see the good in people where other people won't see it. I know he did wrong, but I try to be forgiving. But what he did was wrong. We all know it. But I try to be forgiving as fuck. And this is why I don't think it's weak to care. So I get along with Johnny Boy. I get along with you. I get along with H Money. And just because all these people don't get along, that don't mean I'm not going to get along with you. I just wanted you to know what my character is like.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. Like I said, I've had a lot of people, a lot of debates with different people, and I still let them on the channel and shit. What I don't allow on my channel is pretty much racism. You know what I'm saying? And it's because my family's all mixed up, bro. You might see me particular complexion, and you may think this and this and that, but then you see my little brother, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit. Like, I didn't know his little brother looked like that. Yeah, right. That's because you don't know my family, so don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Well, about skin color, I don't fuck with none of that shit when it comes to race. Especially,
I got you there, man.
Especially knowing that it's a social construct, and you be a fool to dive deep into that. You know, that's why I gave Boxing his story and his props when he said that earlier. The little comment that he threw out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was such a wise comment that probably flew over everybody's head. That's why I wanted to stop the show and say, hey, that was an important comment. You know what I mean?
I got you, man.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna I'm sorry, I didn't see that. There it is. Oh, yeah, but listen, recognize, man, if you want to get up here, brother, you're more than welcome to, man. Man, Recognize was there when I didn't get schooled, but I got some smoke from a friend of his. I can't remember the fucking dude's name. But the dude obviously knew more about the intricacies of boxing than I did because obviously he did some boxing in his life. And he were able to talk to me about angles and footwork and this, that. He said so much about footwork that he made me have to go study some videos on footwork. So the next time him and I talk, I won't be so stupid.
That's you know, but at least you learned. You see that's the whole thing, because you know there's no shame in that, because this is one of the things that happens on YouTube. A lot of these casuals, they resort to name calling and shit like that when you start speaking facts about something that you know about. This sport I know about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so when I start speaking about certain things that they're not used to hearing about, and I start putting everything into perspective, then they get mad. They want to start name calling and shit like that. I used to take it personally, but I don't anymore, because I've been on the YouTube circuit for over 2 years now, and I'm just used to. I finally realized, hey, you know, fucking trolls are trolls, bro. Like what's the point of like?
Yeah, no, totally get that. My thing is like this, like I don't usually let anything get under my skin whatsoever, but I was over in H Money's stream. What was it? I think like a week and a half ago, and somebody accused me of whitewashing, and I lost my shit. I lost my what? Actors like what? And it's like you gonna oh, there he is. What's up? Recognize, what's up, brother?
What's up, Jed? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What was that guy's name? The one that was like giving me the smoke that one time, and you were, I can't remember his name. He's a friend of yours.
From New York?
No. He's a friend of yours. Maybe he is from New York. I don't know. But he obviously knows about boxing.
I can hear you better now.
He was giving me a tremendous amount of shit. I ended up fucking looking up footwork. That's what I was just telling. Major Keys about.
What stream was it?
I'm trying to remember his name.
Was it one of my streams or?
No. I know that you talk with the guy a lot because I saw you guys on a panel together, and I had left and you had came on and y'all were talking about the same subject I was talking with him about, and I just can't remember his name. It's not important anyway, but
yeah.
the whole point was that I learned something. I learned to go and research it, so next time I talk with somebody about footwork, I know what I'm talking about, or at least I have a better knowledge.
Footwork
just
is
like,
very
just like with the Slugger Sam.
Yeah, just like with Slugger Sam. Yeah.
Footwork is important, man. When you're fighting somebody equally skilled as you.
Yeah,
you're trying to get an advantage. You know, whatever advantage you can get, even if you just edge them out by like a hair. You know what I'm saying? That if you got faster footwork, I'm not saying it's going to always work out for you, but it could. You know, if you
let me
some
ask
angles.
you a question. Recognize you know a little more about footwork. Why does everyone say that Canelo has bad footwork? Yet, from what I've been watching, and granted I don't know that much of it still, but whenever I've been watching Canelo, I've noticed his footwork, and I noticed how he works and how he keeps he'll keep his right foot. Is it his right foot? Yeah, his right foot. He'll keep it on the inside of his opponent's lead foot and lean back, and so he can do the head pivot thing and still be able to connect because he knows he's close enough to still get his shot in.
Because he's strong. That's why. So his footwork is not that great, but
so
he makes up for it.
Footwork is not good though.
It's not great, but he's so strong that he understands he doesn't have time for footwork. You get what I'm saying? You don't have time for that. So he rather get on the inside, which is usually not good. So, you know, his lead foot on the inside of the opponent's lead foot, right?
Right.
That's really important only when you're fighting a southpaw, but also it could be important when you're fighting, you know, another orthodox fighter. So he doesn't mind you beating him in the footwork because he's going to make up for it on the inside with his strength and his quick reflexes, his upper body reflex.
There we go. That's what I was waiting on. Yeah. Hey, where you from? Where you from in New York? Where you from in New York?
Oh, I'm from Queens.
Oh, that's what's up. What part of Queens?
Long Island City, Astoria, around there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Astoria is where my cousins used to live, but that was a long time ago. But yeah, man, that's what's up, man. Hey, so I was waiting on that. It's right. It's the upper. See, because Canelo is his stance is meant. He's flat-footed for a reason. He wants to throw power. He knows that he wants to throw power. He knows that He can't just sit there though and just take punches. So that's why he's got the upper body movement, the head movement. That's why he's so superior with that. Okay, so it's not necessarily bad foot movement, but his foot movement fits his style. You know what I mean? And styles make fights. You know what I mean? And what he does, he's perfected that little way of coming in because he closes the distance, he feints very well, and all of that, and he gains the distance the way that he wants to, inch by inch. You see what I'm saying? So he's not hopping up and down, you know, popping in and out like you know, like a Lomachenko, but nevertheless, he's still coming in, he's gaining ground, and he's pressuring you for the whole fight.
You know, Major Key, he's been doing that since he's gone up in weight, if you notice. So because he actually had faster footwork. I'm not saying it was fancy like anybody like Floyd or Lomachenko, guys like that. He had better footwork, but when he started putting on weight, and I think he also injured his knee, you know, he just made adjustments. I mean, look, it's part of what makes him a great fighter. He's not the only guy who's done stuff like that as they went up in weight and they got older. Holyfield, you guys were talking about earlier, if you really look at his footwork, when he first came into the heavyweight, especially at cruiserweight, big difference. You know what I'm saying? It was a huge difference between when he started putting on all that muscle weight. He would still bounce a little bit, but he plodded forward too, like a Canelo. But in his case, he probably didn't have to use that much upper body movement because he's a heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? He's looking for a deadly punch to fuck you up. You know, same thing with Canelo, but Canelo is fighting bigger dudes. So when you're fighting bigger guys, you better make sure that you have, you know, if you're not fast on your feet, you better make sure your upper body movement is on point. You get what I'm saying? Because you could get hurt fighting bigger dudes and you're just a stationary target.
So let me ask you, I talk about fighting bigger dudes. Major Key and I was talking about Canelo fighting someone like either Beterbiev, or I was saying it would be better for him to fight Bivol. But because of the size difference and the obvious reach difference, what kind of outlook? You know, I wouldn't come to a judgment until after I see a weigh-in and what type of training has been done. But what kind of outlook do you see with a Canelo versus a Beterbiev versus a Bivol?
I think he beats Bivol. I think Bivol will give him fits early. He might even outbox him throughout the most of the fight. But I think that you got to hurt Canelo, and Canelo's endurance has gotten better. I know people say, you know, they don't see the endurance because he doesn't fight every 3 minutes of a round, but that's what carries him into the later rounds. And I think that he'll beat Bivol whether he edges him out on points or maybe stops him late. The guy that beats him for me, until proven otherwise, because I picked a lot of people against Canelo and I was proven wrong. The guy that beats him for me is definitely Beterbiev. And it all depends. If it's like he fights Beterbiev within the next year and he's not falling off, you know, I give it to Beterbiev. He's just all wrong. He could fight long distance. He could come into range and punch it out with you. But again, I've picked other people to beat him. You know,
I'm going to completely disagree with you, and I'm glad that we get this out, because I disagree with you for the same reasons that you pointed out as far as Canelo's strong suits, which is the fact that you know, he moves forward, he's flat-footed, he's always waiting on power, and he's got a great chin, right? Beterbiev is tailor-made for him to come forward, because Beterbiev has never tasted defeat. He doesn't know how to lose yet. Canelo would teach him how to lose. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Bivol, you were right on the money with that one. He can probably outbox him, and that'll be a harder fight for me, because Bivol knows how to fight on the back foot. He showed it even in his last fight. It was a boring ass fight, but Bivol knows how to fight on his back foot. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that you need to get away. Callum Smith, the only reason Callum Smith lasted, a lot of people don't even realize is because he kept resetting Canelo. Canelo, because he's flat-footed, Callum Smith kept moving from side to side and turning him and making him reset. And because Callum Smith was taller and had the reach advantage, it was basically, okay, I'm going to make you reset again. And now it takes time for you to actually get in closer to me, right? So that's what he kept doing. That's why Callum Smith lasted so long. He lasted all 12 rounds only because he kept resetting him.
No, that's a good point. You're right about that. He did reset him. And because he's flat-footed, he suffers from what like most flat-footed fighters suffer from, right? Once you turn them a little bit, or you hold them, you jab them, maybe you push them off, they got to reset. And I agree. Like, look, what it will come down to with Beterbiev is conditioning, right? And I think he has good conditioning. He's built like a fucking Wolverine, right? He's like a bigger version of what's that fucking wrestler?
Triple G.
Name?
Oh,
well, no,
some people were saying Triple G earlier today.
Yeah, but he's a little bit more. He's got a little bit more angles to his punching. He's got better footwork. Excuse me. He's got better footwork than Triple G. Triple G might be a little bit better technically, but in terms of like freestyling, I think Beterbiev could do it a little bit better. What I mean by freestyle is you're technical and then you do awkward stances. You come in
heat of the moment, in the heat of the moment, in the pocket. Yeah, I got you.
And he's strong. The motherfucker doesn't look like he's hitting you hard, but the sound of the punches is insane, dude. It's like, what the fuck is in his hands? I mean, is that normal hands?
I don't know. It sounds like he's got them egg crates in his
And I'm not trying to start no rule. It's just
I'm not going to start that. That's no fly.
And his power is just accurate.
Electro Jet starting a new damn rumor on YouTube, man.
No, take it back. But all right, what about this? Okay, because I've been saying this for a while. All right, I truly believe that someone like what's his name, Benavidez. I've been saying Benavidez needs to move up to 175. Okay. Because I think he'd be best at 175, and he'd do a lot of damage at 175. He'd do a lot better, and I think he'd be able to hold that weight. Do you think at 175 that he would be a worry for someone like Canelo, or even Beterbiev or Bivol?
Yes.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first? Okay.
Go ahead.
No, it's because I was here from the beginning, so that's why I'm saying if you want to go first, that's fine.
Keys, go first, please.
Okay, so my thing is that Benavidez definitely got power, but it's not all at once. It's like a combination, right? And it needs to be like he's more like an overwhelming type of boxer. And the problem with him is that we've already seen that his chin's gotten touched a little bit, but does he get touched? Does he really have a chin like Canelo to move up to 175 and deal with that power of a Zurdo, a Beterbiev, and things of that nature? You know what I'm saying? So my thing is he needs to start picking up his hands, because he can't keep. And mind you, I love Benavidez, bro. I'm waiting for him to get ready and settled and shit, because I'm in contact with his publicist, and she's gonna get me the next interview with him. So I'm waiting for him to settle down, because he went on vacation after his fight. I'm gonna get the next interview. We had an interview with him earlier this year, and we're gonna get another interview But what I'm saying is, I love the dude, but he needs to keep his hands up, man. He needs to keep his hands up. You know what I'm saying? And he can't just keep walking it. Like, you can't fight a Canelo like that. You can't fight a Zurdo Ramirez like that. You can't fight a Beterbiev like that with your hands down.
No.
You can't just take those punches.
Hell no.
I agree with you on that. Yeah, that's why I say if he does fight Canelo, he needs to fight somebody who's like on the cusp of a B to A level fighter, somebody like that, because that's basically what he is. He's a B to A level. He has A level talent, but there's like experience missing in his repertoire. And when you're fighting better fighters, you got to keep your hands up and that's why he needs to fight better fighters now, because he'll do that automatically. You know, when you start getting caught with some big shots, guys setting you up for traps because your hands are down. So like right now, if he was to go up to 175, I mean, I think he'll be obviously he'll be a really good contender there. But you know, he could get beat by guys like Bivol, what's his name, Beterbiev, or Canelo. You know, if Canelo was to say he's gonna, you know, I'm gonna fight at 175, those guys probably be. Or Zurdo, yeah, Zurdo's. You know, Zurdo, like, people think he's boring, but he's actually he's technically sound, bro. He's a sound fighter, and he's got endurance too. Like, that's the one thing he has. And
but I think that's the point. I think people don't understand because they go automatically to boring. Like with me, I have a nasty tendency of saying a negative fighter. I'm not saying they're a bad fighter. I'm just saying a negative fighter. They fight defensively. They more score. They're more going for points instead of the knockout, and they're staying away. Where I like a fighter to get up there and mix it. When I say negative fighter, I don't mean it as a negative connotation. It's my way of saying he's a defensive fighter. When they say boring, I'm just thinking more technical. He's just a technical fighter.
Yep.
You know, and I see nothing wrong with that. Fighting is not boring to me. You know, so it's just
you'll look really good against his well, put it this way, I'm not gonna say last opponent. The last guy I saw him fight, which was Sullivan Barrera, right? When he fought him. He looked really good at 175 because he was fighting at 168. And he's a big dude. He's like fucking 6'2", 6'3", something like that. And so him filling out the weight, it looks like it did him well. That's why I'm saying that I think maybe it's time for Benavidez, a kid who struggled with weight, pretty much his whole life, right? I mean, dude, he was like 13, 14, and he weighed up 250 pounds.
Yeah.
So you know he's struggling with weight. You know that, you know. So maybe 175 would serve him better, you know, from the example that I've seen.
That was my thinking, because since he's had these weight issues with hitting the weight, I figure 175 he can have a slightly easier time, not depending on what his regimen is. Mm-hmm. But I think for sure that at 175 he should be at least more comfortable in that skin. Because he already looks like a 175.
He don't look healthy too sometimes. Sometimes I look at him and I'm like, bro, you don't look healthy.
He looks soft, right?
Yeah, he looks soft.
Who are you talking about?
David Benavidez.
Oh, yeah.
You ever see his face, Major Key? Like, it looked like something's off about him. Like, he looks dry. He looks.
But you know what's crazy though? Bro, you guys could look it up, bro. And I'm not just trying to Electrojet. I appreciate it. I'm really not trying to plug my channel like that. But dead ass serious. I interviewed this dude like 10 months ago, and bro, this dude is very fucking humble, bro. He's one of my first interviews, and this dude is mad humble. I asked him about the coke and about fucking stepping on the scales heavy, bro. This dude did not dodge any questions, bro. Like, he just straight up answered everything, like, straight up, you know what I'm saying, about dumb decisions and shit like that, about, just getting into the ring at an early age and shit, like, bro, like he didn't really want to fight, but then, he was kind of doing it, and then, bro, like he was mad humble about it. So I gained a new respect for him. But you damn right, bro, like sometimes it looks a little bit about discipline. It's like, bro, like something looks wrong sometimes here and there. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I know that 175 is better for him, but he also needs to work on some things, because I know that I want to see him successful. But if he moves up to 175 with the same fucking flaws that he has at 168, he's probably going to get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to see that.
Yeah, you're probably right, man. And you're right about him being, like, humble. Because I've seen him talk in different interviews, and he comes off like that, too. He did an interview, I want to say, no, it was his dad, and I think he was there. And his father, too, like, tough dude, but very humble. He did an interview with BDA. I think it was BDA. I'm not 100% sure of that, but I think it might have been BDA who was speaking to his dad, and you could see David Benavidez in the background. And like you said, he's a humble dude, and he's got the fighting spirit. Like you can't respect that. A dude who's like, dude, I'll fight anybody. Whoever they want to bring my way, I'll fight them. Or Charles
that's the
type
out. Of boxer I appreciate.
Exactly. But he needs to find a regimen where he loses weight and he looks healthy. Yeah, he looks healthy because, like Major Key said, if he goes up to 175 and he's just like, well, all I got to do is cut 7 less pounds, but he's not healthy and he's fighting the way he's fighting, there's a good chance the top dudes could knock him out.
Listen, let me say something, guys. First of all, just because this is my channel and stuff like that, I am not greedy. I like spreading the love. Please, guys, link your channels. As subscribe to Major Key Boxing and recognize the Matrix. Please, you guys throw your channel in there if you want. You're more than welcome to.
I'm sub to Major Key.
I appreciate it, bro. Recognize I didn't know you had a channel, bro.
I do streams once. I do stream. Honestly, obviously, a lot of people know me from the BDA show, but I do.
I know who you are. I know who you are. Just never. I didn't know that you had a channel.
Yeah, I got a channel, bro.
I got you, though.
It's like the way it's spelled out. Recognize the Matrix. I do it once a week. Once a week, I do shows. My shows are a little crazy, but they're fun.
I do want to say this though, while you guys get your channels to put up there, I'm also gonna pimp out my homeboy Jedi. Like, just so you guys know, you guys in the chat, I'm putting up Jedi's new channel up there because his shit got hacked and he does not have access to his original channel. That's my boy Jedi's channel. It's just Jedi now. So go ahead and if you like this stuff, please go ahead and sub to him. But Major Keys.
I'm sub to Major Key too.
Please put your shit up there, man. I'm
definitely gonna subscribe. What day and time though? What day and time you want recognize? Because I usually will pop up.
I usually do it either Monday or Tuesday, and I do it like East Coast time after midnight, like maybe like midnight, 12:15, 12:30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do it around that time. That's when I got like.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. Shit, man. Like I swear to God, I didn't know you had. I've seen you before. Like obviously, you know what I'm saying. I just didn't know you had a channel. You know what I'm saying. So yeah. Now you definitely gonna get a subscribe after this. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on my phone right now. So if I leave this shit,
I'm on my phone,
yeah. So you know how it is. Like if you leave, then that's it. You're out of the stream and shit. You know. So I'll do it afterwards though. But I got you, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate that, bro. And and when you guys, if anybody comes on my show, you can totally disagree with me. I don't have a problem with that. That makes the show even better.
Yeah, that makes it interesting, man. If everyone agreed, it'd be a fucking boring place. And I find it.
Disagree with my own fucking guests, bro. I've disagreed with the coaches and shit, bro. I've disagreed with fucking like Coach Tommy Brooks and shit, bro. Coach Buddy McGirt. I've disagreed with everybody, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it's all good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shit.
Yeah, most fucking definitely, man.
Those are good boxing heads, man. Those are dudes with fucking world-class experience.
And if you guys didn't know this, if you guys didn't know this, I just recently got back into boxing. I left boxing about 25 years ago. No lie. And I just recently got into it about 2 years ago. Right? And it was like starting over again, learning all these, learning all the names, learning these different boxers and how things are. Because I left because I got disenfranchised with the way boxing was headed. Plus, I was very depressed about what happened to Mike Tyson. I was brokenhearted.
I don't blame you, man. Hey, man, listen, I dreamed about this.
To this day, that's the sore spot in my heart, man.
When I was a kid, man, I dreamed about talking boxing. I dreamed about talking boxing with people across the world. That was my dream, man. Like just talking to people from like everywhere in our country, everywhere from other countries, other parts of the world. I've always, so to me, I like it. It got me back into boxing because like everything, as you get older, you know, you become a little bit different. You know, just what you like is not the same anymore. But it got me back into boxing for sure.
Yeah,
I've always been into boxing, but not this heavy like lately because I was into boxing when my grandmother taught me boxing. I always tell people this story. My grandmother used to have the whole fucking apartment full of people from or the whole neighborhood. The cable guy that gave the illegal stream to us, he was in the place. You know what I mean? With his fucking cable gear on, just in case they sent a bullet. That's what they called it back in the days when we had the cable box. They sent a bullet through to knock all the service out, and then he fixed it real quick. And everybody in the apartment will wait like with their breath. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, we're gonna watch it or not? And then boom, he turned it right back on. Everybody, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? All the kids were sitting on the floor, the adults were standing up, if not sitting down, you know what I'm saying, with their beers in their hand, their drinks. You know what I'm saying? All the music stopped when the fucking main event came on. You know what I'm saying? Yo, like my grandmother, may she rest in peace, bro. Like she put me on to that. Then my aunt took it on a little bit, but she didn't do it like my grandmother did it. So I took over I took over the fucking reins with that one, and since then I paid for every single Cotto, Pacquiao, and Mayweather fight since they started getting fucking pay-per-views, bro. Because I like for a couple years in the early 2000s, I kind of like I was watching boxing, but I wasn't really like paying for no pay-per-views and nothing like that. I would watch it in other bars or something like that. But bro, once that shit started, I never let it stop. Like the Mayweather Pacquiao event, bro, my house was packed. I had kids, like fucking like mad kids, like 10, 12 kids in the backyard jumping on the trampoline. Like the fucking adults were inside drinking and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the door was open. I had a dude with PTSD in my house chasing a beetle that came in from outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it was crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but this is the way I love boxing. I love boxing like that, man.
I had the Mayweather for me was like a big part of the reason why I never came back to boxing. I mean, I paid for the pay-per-view for him and Pacquiao because I just wanted Pacquiao to whoop his ass. I think the fight should have happened 5 years earlier, but I said, fuck it, Pacquiao can do it. He could do it. Okay, granted that wasn't what happened, but this was a big part of the problem with me, with what happened with boxing and stuff like this. I can't take away from Mayweather's achievements. The man was a great boxer. All right. My issue was A, his fighting style, and B, the way he picked his fights. I
don't judge Mayweather after his first retirement. I don't really judge it too much because it was very calculated, but I definitely judge his before his first retirement when he went from Pretty Boy to Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yeah,
right around the time he was fighting De La Hoya, then his last
and then to Marquez and shit like that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So that's the Floyd Mayweather I kind of judge, and shit, exceptional talent, but
yeah, I can't take his talent. I can't.
He was very negative and towards his bigger fights as he got older. He was a very negative fighter in the sense that he was more defensive. He'll hit you with some punches, but he wasn't. He robbed himself sometimes. I think of like maybe even scoring a knockout here and there. I think he did that to himself because he was so defensive minded. So it made him like a negative fighter.
I didn't feel he really tested himself, but it is what it is. What bothers me now is that people are following that goddamn formula, and
and they don't have the status. What they don't realize is they don't have that. You see, Mayweather built a history.
Yes.
First of all, his name Mayweather. Okay, the last name doesn't come from nothing. It comes from a boxing family, right? And then he he was he fought in the Olympics. I think he won. He had a bronze medal. And then he came into the boxing scene with that pedigree, and he went on to do good things. And he was actually a pretty exciting fighter from a technical standpoint. He was very exciting. But then, he switched it. But he already had something. He became the bad guy, and I think these guys are trying to go like from the beginning, you know, from the starting line, and then say, I want to be Mayweather. It's like, no, Mayweather, you're not studying his career then. You know, you don't know
would you
nothing about
say
it.
recognize? Let me ask you this, because we were talking about this earlier on Black and Brown's channel. So would you say, because this is what my assessment is, he happened to be aware enough to take advantage of the opportunity that was at hand, which was he was crossing over at the beginning of the fucking the social media. So he took advantage of that. Also, he was still with the networks. He was still taking advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? And he just and he crossed over from being signed to somebody to being a free agent, and then taking his own career in his own hands. It was like all these things that happened at the same time for him. He just happened to be right at the moment, and he seized the opportunity because he saw it.
You said it. I mean, think about the beginning of social media.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the biggest boxing star? Now you can have conversations with him, or you can leave a comment online. It was Floyd Mayweather, right? So if you think about right around that time when social media, turned into a big thing, like, maybe 2006, 7, 8, 9, whatever. He was one of those one of those guys. And on top of that, he was on top of his career on top of that. And everybody had different feelings about him. And he loved it. He mastered it. He's still very smart when it comes to promoting himself. Now, promoting somebody else, I think he's lacking big time, bro. He's got to figure something out, because he does not know how to. Let's take Tank for example. He's doing a terrible job with Tank. Terrible, bro. Talking over him and all that shit is like, dude, talk about your fighter. Talk about him.
Let me address one of the chatters. Let me address one of the chatters. Listen, we're not bringing that here, please. I'm gonna address you as faked. We're not gonna address that here, okay? It's done. It's a dead issue. I don't want to talk about it here. So can we not? I'm not gonna silence you. I'm not gonna kick you or anything like that. But please respect my request and just leave the subject alone. All right. Sorry, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just want to say that Major Key brought up a great point about him being right there at the right time. I mean, yeah, that's exactly what happened. And people want to be like him. They don't understand the background. They don't understand what came with that. Me personally, I don't like Mayweather in terms of his character. You get what I'm saying? But that dude came from great boxing, pedigree, from his family to the amateurs, and what he did early on in his career. I don't think he's the greatest fighter. No, I don't think he's the greatest fighter of all time. But I think he's definitely way above, an average Hall of Famer. I don't think he's just a Hall of Famer. I think he's above that. He's above. He's like in that ATG category.
Yeah, he is one of the all-time greats, man. Yeah, and I'm not going to take that away from him. I would never. The guy's earned his accolades and everything like that. But here's my problem. Let's Gervonta Davis. All right, Tank. What's going on with his career? It's hurting. It's fucking hurting. I don't care how much they say he's making with pay-per-view. These fights that he's setting up, it's nobody wanted to see the Cruz fight. I'm glad.
What happened with the Pedraza fight? Like, why did he revert backwards? I don't understand that. Like, okay, maybe not match him like the Pedraza types in every fight, but why didn't he just keep escalating that? I'm not saying that he fought total bumps, but I don't think, at least in my opinion, anybody could correct me if I'm wrong, but from the Pedraza fight, he hasn't fought somebody at that level at their natural weight class. I mean, I heard Pedraza had weight issues, whatever, right? But at the time, he was a 130-pound champion, and he was giving Tank some work before Tank took him out of there. You get what I'm saying? Like, what happened from that? Did they see that and say, "Oh, fuck that, man, we dodged the bullet"? and we're gonna put Matthew soft, and because you're a knockout artist, we're gonna scam the people and thinking that they're gonna buy every single fight that he has. I think there's a lot of that going on. That's why I say Mayweather's not a good promoter.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. But I do appreciate one thing. I'm glad that I got a better. I'm glad that he did fight Cruz, because now I am following Cruz's career.
Cruz is good. Cruz is a good fighter.
Cruz is a good fighter, man.
He is.
And I'm glad that we got I'm glad everyone, because I told people don't sleep on Cruz for the longest time, because everybody thought that he was going to run through Cruz. And I said, it's not going to be like that. You know, even I thought that Cruz was going to go down, but not in the early rounds. You know, I thought for sure Cruz was going to go down because, you know, but I'm telling you what, that boxer's got some heart. He's got some skill, and he's going to go places. And I'm glad that I got a chance to see him.
The biggest thing with Cruz for me was that I thought he was going to get caught with an uppercut. But if you've seen, he kept dodging the uppercut. He kept guarding his face with his fist.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what he was supposed to do, bro. That was smart. And he was way quicker than I thought he was going to be honest with you. He looked a little slow because Gervonta's so fast. But in reality, his hands were coming right back at Gervonta every time Gervonta threw a punch at him in the early rounds. Gervonta had to get accustomed to his speed to even like to let it off and move to the side. You know, he had to do things simultaneously instead of just throw a combination. He had to throw a combination and step off at the same time so that he wouldn't get hit, because Isaac was doing what he was doing, which was quick counterpunching.
What'd you guys recognize? Would you score that fight out of curiosity?
It was a draw type of fight for me, if I had to be honest. Yeah, because I saw that it could have went either way. I thought you could give it to Isaac Cruz. I was actually scoring it on somebody's channel, and at that moment, I might have been a little bit biased and was giving it to Cruz. I got to keep it real, And what I mean by bias is like I like to see the A side fighter lose. You know what I'm saying? That's always been my thing, right? But when I really look at that fight, I could say it's a toss-up. So because of Cruz's name and the situation that led up to the fight, yeah, it's a disappointment in Tank's career. But that doesn't mean he can't get better, because maybe Cruz, because Major Key brought up some key things he did. It's almost like veteran tactics. Knowing that the guy's going to throw an uppercut, you don't have time to be fucking dodging every single one of them or weaving them, right? So you just keep your fucking hands up. You keep your... it's easy for me, for us to sit here and say to do that. It's another thing to be thinking about it in the ring.
He had that high guard on point, man.
That's what I'm saying. His IQ is pretty good. Cruz, I'm talking about. His IQ is pretty good because what Major Key said, how he kept his glove right by his face when he was tucking down, expecting the uppercut to come up. So, I don't look at Tank as like a non-factor because of that. Tank is a very talented fighter. He just needs to start fighting guys at the level that he's on, maybe even a little bit less. These are guys that, can test you, that can even possibly beat you if the fight, if you're not right, if things are a little off about you. These guys are great fighters. Like, dude, like if you take Tank on the streets, and we all from the hood, you take Tank in the streets, he's wiping out like fucking 9 out of 10 dudes. Like, just line them up and be like, yo, I got the little dude. Tank, he's gonna fuck you guys up, right? But you're not dealing with that when you're fighting with the pros. You're not dealing with these boys. These boys train like you do, and they practice their craft like you do. Their full-time job is boxing. When you start fucking with those guys, that's why you need to sharpen up. Like steel sharpens steel. I'm sure everybody's heard that saying before, and it's true. It's true. That's why do you think Canelo got better? He had those 2 fights with Golovkin, not Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, That was a learning experience. He was 23. The 2 fights he had with Golovkin, he had to fight. He had to fight. The first fight, he was in survival mode, and he hung in there. Second fight, he was right in that fight. He was given just as good as he was getting, and you could tell by Golovkin. Golovkin was in a fight, in a big time fight. So, and he hasn't stopped. You know, if you look at his career, he hasn't stopped. He took it off. He took off after that.
I want to touch back on Triple G. Major Keys, how'd you have the fight scored?
Which one? Triple G?
No, Davis Cruz.
No, I actually had it at least a draw. I thought there were a couple swings rounds that I gave to Isaac because he was the aggressor. Whereas they were equal rounds, but Isaac was the aggressor, so I gave it to him. But I had it at least a draw. I can say, and I can remember this: 1, 2, 4, 10, 11, 12, with 7 being the round that I gave to him. Also, that gave it, 7 rounds to 5 for me. However, I felt like any of those, definitely 1, 2, 10, 11, 12, you could at least give for Pitbull in my eyes, right?
Right.
But besides that, it's boxing is subjective, and things like that. But definitely had him at least a draw. I had it at least a draw.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I had is that the night that I watched the fight, I had scored it, and I think it was with some bias in Davis's favor. I had it 7-5, but when I watched it the second time, all right, I had that fucking fight a draw. The second time I watched it, I had it a draw. And it's like, he was.
What rounds? Do you remember what rounds?
I was just looking to see which rounds I scored to who, and I don't think I pulled a book out that I did the score in. Yeah, because this isn't the book. Look, I got a scorecard book. So let me look one more time, because I remember scoring it, and it was close as fuck. Give me a second. I want to look. Because I got the Haney Diaz fight here. Lomacomi. Yeah, I didn't put it in this book. I put it in a different book. But yeah, I scored it. The second time I scored it, there was 2 rounds that were swing rounds that I ended up one of them I ended up giving it to Cruz, and was like,
hey, drop the link, bro. Hefe wants some smoke with me. Oh shit.
Shit.
Hefe's up here. Oh shit, he wants to smoke with Major Key.
Here we go.
That dude is crazy.
Hey. Hefe, no, I don't duck no smoke, man. Hey, you want some smoke, Hefe? There's the link.
There you go, brother. It's up there.
But yeah,
dude is funny,
man.
Yeah, but as far as Golovkin, I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. All right.
Yeah.
I've been following Canelo, right? I've been wanting Canelo to give Triple G that 3rd fight. Everybody is sleeping on Triple G. I'm fucking sick of it. Because of all these fighters, in my opinion, the only one that has the talent enough, the experience enough, and the personalized experience with that particular boxer is Golovkin.
You forgot a major key. The power also. He had the power to keep Canelo back the first fight.
Yes.
I think Triple G won the first fight. That is an honest opinion. I think that everybody in the house that I was at watching the fight thought that Triple G won. And we were all rooting for Canelo.
I wanted the 3rd fight to happen because I wanted to see Not that I dislike Canelo, because I don't. I don't got a dog in the fight. But in this particular situation, I wanted to see Triple G take it back. I really did, and because people sleep. I hate when people sleep on the older boxers, and they go, "Oh, he's too old." No, fuck you.
Look at Nonito Donaire. Look at Nonito Donaire last weekend.
Exactly.
He's 38, and he's much older in a weight class where guys get old fast. You know what I'm saying? So he's like what, 38, 39. In reality, that's like a 42-year-old fighting at middleweight. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, he has all types of injuries on his knees and shit like that, and he's still out there, bro.
Look, I think I would root for Triple G to beat Canelo. I would root for him. All right, like people who know me know I'm a Triple G fan. I'm not a fan boy, but I think those two fights is where you see Golovkin edging out Canelo. I think now it's the other way around. I think there's a good chance even he kind of like separates himself of who's who right now. Like, I'm levels above better than I'm levels better than Golovkin. Whether he outboxes him for 12 rounds, really just out power punches him for 12 rounds, or even stops him maybe late.
But would you like to see Triple G though? Let's say he beats Murata, right? Do you want to see him though fight like Charlo, Andre to unify that shit? Because I would like to see Triple G become undisputed as well. Huh?
Yep, I would love to see him fight those dudes. But I love, like I said, Triple G. That's my dude right there. But he's a little salty, and I'm gonna tell you right now, he's a little salty about dealing with these dudes. People got to realize they wanted no smoke with this dude, no smoke when he was in his prime.
Why? Yeah, because he was a fucking boogeyman.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted no smoke with him. I think he could still have a good chance of beating these guys. But he's like, those guys made it hard for me to fight back in the day. So they just never answered my requests. They'll talk shit about me. I'll post it up on Twitter. Remember, he used to post up this venue for this fight, willing to fight anyone, right? He would say it on his Twitter post. And all these guys would get it and they would never answer. They would never answer. All they got to do is say, I'm up, or I'm next, right? I'm down, I'll fight you, and you can work out a negotiation. But most of these guys weren't interested in that. Danny Jacobs became interested when the money got higher. And it's not a knock towards them. Triple G had built a status, and so he was able to give him more money in terms of negotiation, right? He was able to give him some the money that he might have been looking for taking a risk fight like a Triple G. But a lot of these other dudes didn't want to fight him. Maybe they want to fight him now because he's a little bit past it. But I would like to see that fight because I think the fight's more interesting now.
I want to see the fight, and I think I honestly think if there was a Canelo Golovkin fight 3, I think the pay-per-view would go ridiculously high. I think that shit would skyrocket. I think it'd do the most sales of all the fights in the past year. In my honest opinion, I think it would. But if Canelo moves up and he drops them belts, what does it say if Triple G collects them back all? All right. Does he not deserve to be, in the Hall of Fame #1, and then pound for pound status stays where he's one of the pound for pound best?
Or you mean if he was to unify at go undisputed?
Yeah.
At middleweight?
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a nice, he's already got, people don't realize he's already has a benchmark in his career in terms of the middleweight title defenses, right? Being in it's called
knockouts also.
Knockout, yep, the knockout too. That's something else to bring up. That's true. Yeah. He had like a 20-something. I think it was a 20-something.
Knockout streak. Yeah,
knockout streak. So he's already reached benchmarks. I mean, can he do it? It all depends if his heart's in it, man. If he's just looking for money, then probably no. He probably doesn't get to
I
that
don't
point.
think he's not one of those types, man. I never got that.
Well, look, think about it. He's at the end of his career, right? He spent most of his career working to this point, and the Zone signs him to a big contract, right? And so maybe, listen, as much as I like Triple G, maybe he's like, yo, fuck that, man. Don't talk to me about no other fight unless it's Canelo or if it's Charlo, let Charlo know that he's the B-side. Point blank. I'm not willing to negotiate nothing with him. He comes on the Zone, and he's the B-side. I get the lion's share of the money. That's that. I don't want to talk about anything else.
Thanks.
Because he spent most of his career trying to negotiate contracts to get these fights, and these guys just like basically told them they weren't interested.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yo, but Electro, just so you know, that's not the real Jefe, because the real Jefe would have had some balls to, you know what I'm saying? Like that. This is why he was a leader of the MXBC, like, and all that shit, man. He would have had some balls to click that link. That ain't no fucking real Jefe, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a copycat.
Oh, nah, that's sad. Oh, boo.
I never thought we'd have seen copycats of Jefe, but we apparently we have.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk.
And if it is Jefe, you a bitch, Jefe. You a bitch, man. You ducking.
Nah, that trust me, bro. I've had so many run-ins with Jefe. I know he's not scared to click on a link, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know he's not scared to click on a link. So the fact that he's not clicking on a link, that tells me that that's not Jefe. You know what I'm saying?
I thought he was going to come up earlier and stuff like that. But it's all right. You can hang out in here, man. You don't want to come up and catch no smoke or give none. That's fine. Yeah, that I have to agree with that, brother. I gotta agree with that statement. I don't like the fact that he gets all that hate.
Comes with the territory, bro.
Yeah, it does.
Territory, man. And the reason why Canelo will be liked by his fans more than, let's say, a guy like Floyd Mayweather is because he fights exciting fights, or it ends exciting.
Yeah,
because he stops people. You know what I'm saying?
But it's intensity. It's intensity, bro. Like, you could tell that he's going for a knockout, bro. You can tell from the first round how he's trying to set the dude up. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, well, at least if you're not a casual person, if you're actually somebody that studies boxing, you understand it. You understand, bro. He's checking. He's checking to see what he could get away with from the first round, bro. Canelo's nice, bro. Canelo is like a different breed, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's nice with it. And that's why I hate when people's like, oh, yo, like you got Canelo #1 pound for pound. Of course I do. Because even if you break it down logically, right, and try to be just objective as possible, right? Because pound for pound is a subjective topic. If you try to break it down objectively, then the only thing I could do is just base it on whatever everybody else is about. So Canelo, pound for undisputed, right, with belts in 4 different weight divisions. Terrence Crawford, undisputed, belts in 3 different weight divisions. Usyk, undisputed, belts in 2 different weight divisions. Fucking Josh Taylor, undisputed with no dispute. Then Teofimo after that, but then now it's Kambosos. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of like goes from the top 4. It kind of like then it becomes more subjective, you know. But I gotta say that Canelo for me is #1 pound for pound for that reason, because it makes sense.
No, Major Key didn't say that Canelo had bad footwork. That wasn't Major Key.
And I didn't say he had bad footwork either. I said it's average. You know, it's average for a guy.
Nobody said anything about bad footwork.
If you know anything about boxing, you know, if another guy has better footwork than you, that doesn't mean he's gonna beat you. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean he can beat you. He's got to have other components to win the fight. It might mean he may know how to get out of a situation faster than you, or get to an opponent quicker than the guy who has pretty bad footwork or average footwork. Yeah.
Who said that? Who said that I said that? Was it John McSmith? Because he said somebody did, right? So yo, that shit reminds me. That shit reminds me of a old fucking school song, bro. An old school song, right? And there's a bunch of fucking hip hop artists with Cassidy on there and everything. And there was this dude named Shells. He was from D Block, right? And he's like, my chain like gray like trash can lids. If one of y'all take my chain, none of y'all live. We like, I ain't doing Shells. One of y'all did. You know what I'm saying? So he coming at us like everybody did it. Nah, bro, I ain't do shit, bro. I'm just over here talking boxing, man. Like, you know, you ain't.
Take it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's up, Jed Kyle? Oh, brother, how you doing, brother?
Oh, my brother Jed.
Jed in the house.
That's another dude I really fuck with. By the way, Electro Jed. Like Jed Kyle, man. Like I've invited him many times on my platform when I've had interviews because of the way this guy actually like handles himself on the panel. I respect Jed Kyle like 1,000,000%. Like that's somebody
Jed is one of the real ones, man.
Yeah, man. I respect that dude to the fullest, man. Straight up.
He's the outlaw, man. He's the outlaw.
Yeah, Outlaw Boxing Club. Outlaw Boxing Club. I know.
Yeah, no. Jed and I met him through Jedi, and him and I have gotten along ever since. Yeah,
man. That's my brother right there, bro.
Jed's a good guy. He's a real good guy. Fucking knowledgeable too. Very knowledgeable.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I want to talk about Munguia.
Yep.
Where do you think Munguia is going? Because I like him a lot. I think Munguia is one of the real ones too. I think he's the truth.
He looked good against for the most part against his last fight. What's the Boricua's name? Fuck, man.
Gabe Rosado.
Gabe Rosado, yeah, I don't know why I'm forgetting that dude's name. He's a fucking G. Gabe Rosado. But Gabe Rosado almost knocked him out, bro. He almost hurt that boy, like at least drop him. And so, you know, Gabe Rosado is a tough motherfucker. He's Rocky, bro. He's like, that's who he is. He's a killer. But I definitely like what I see from Munguia. He needs more fights like that. He probably gives Charlo a run for his money, bro. He probably gives Andre all he can handle. He's a serious threat. He might be too young and strong enough to beat a guy like Triple G, even though I think that he could still, that's the fight he could lose right there. It's Triple G. But everybody else, I think I might favor him, man. I think I might favor him against Charlo and Andre.
I'm not mad at you for that.
I got no issue with that whatsoever.
Yeah, I think that me personally, here's what I think. I think first and foremost, Gabe Rosado shouldn't have been put in that predicament. I think it was a coming out party for Munguia, and Gabe Rosado played the part because remember, he was weight drained at that weight division. He had previously had an arguable loss against Danny Jacobs at 168, and then knocked out Beck the Bully.
Beck the Bully, yeah.
Right. And then you go ahead and make him go down to 160. Why? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like
that
you said. It's a setup fight. It was a coming out party for Munguia. And you saw what happened, right? He still almost knocked his ass out.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a good fight. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And so my whole thing is I saw what I saw. However, I'm gonna say that Gabe Rosado still is a good gatekeeper, and I think he's fine and dandy at the gatekeeper position. I thought he could probably increase his status with a couple more fights at 168, but he decided to go ahead and get that bag at 160. So that's on him. He understands his life, so I can't even get mad because he made that decision. And at this point, he should have already understood what was going on. So I can't even get mad. He did it for a reason. But Munguia, I saw a lot of new wrinkles in his game, so I was very happy to see that as well because I had a lot of concern about Munguia taking too many punches and shit like that. And even though it looks better against a Gabe Rosado, because Gabe is actually a slower puncher. You know what I mean? He's more like he'll set you up. Like if you watch the fight, even with Beck the Bully, he was getting like fucking clocked, bro, until he like just set him up. You know, so if you watch everything just like closely and forget about how the fight ended, and you just watch the fight itself, you'll understand that Gabe Rosado is slow, so it looked better for Munguia. But Munguia also showed some new wrinkles, some new technical skills, which makes me happy.
I thought you said there was holes in this game. I said, all right, you gotta explain that, but you said no, new tools in his belt. I got you now. All right. I was like, oh yeah,
new tools. Yeah. He definitely has new tools. Yeah. No. I'm saying like, hey, as a young fighter like that's gonna have holes in his game though. Like I'm not denying that he doesn't have holes in his game, but I'm not gonna say that that getting punched in the face is not obvious already. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he gets punched in the face a lot. You know what I mean? With faster fighters, so he needs to tighten up on his defense a little bit. Especially since he's a come forward fighter, you know, he needs to tighten up on the defense. He's not Canelo. Don't try to follow Canelo right now, even though he is tough. And then the more wrinkles he adds to his game on how to set up the knockout, then he's going to become a better fighter.
What weight class do you guys think would be best, or should he stay where he's at right now, Morrell?
I like Morrell, man.
What you think? I still haven't watched this fight, man. You know, I still haven't I watched highlights.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch this kid fight.
Yeah, I gotta get put on. I stopped to watch.
You gotta know that he's a Cuban style fighter, bro. So you already know. Yeah. You really gotta. All you gotta say is Cuban style, and you already know what it is. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I got Morrell over Benavidez, man. I'm not gonna lie.
A lot of people saying that, man.
I gotta see him. Benavidez.
I got to see him in a live, like not live, be there, but when the fight happens, you know what I'm saying? I got to watch like the whole thing.
But if you put him at 175, that's a different story.
Yeah, 175, you got more killers there.
Yeah, but if you at the top level, if you put Morrell and Benavidez at 175, then I think you got a fucking fight. So I'm not even joking. That's going to be a fucking fight.
Let me ask you something. You got something? Because I have personally at 154. I'm a little intrigued by this. The reason why. Okay, so we watched Madrimov today. The Dream. He's supposed to be somebody big popping up, right? We got the Dream. We got Sebastian Fundora, and then we have Joey Spencer, right? Among the other 154 stars, right? But some people are like they just looking at Sebastian Fundora's height and the fact that he throws a lot of punches, but they're not looking at. I'm telling you, a lot of people are doubting Joey Spencer, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, watch out for this kid. Watch out for this kid. Joey Spencer's not nothing to fuck with, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
I got Spencer over.
Mark my fucking words. Joey Spencer is nothing to fuck with, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all right now. Mark my words. In 4 years, when he fucking does what he does, bro. Whenever they give him the fucking opportunity, because he's fucking with PPC, trust me when I tell you, Joey Spencer is somebody to watch out for.
You know, the Madrimov fight today. That was way closer than it's supposed to have been.
The last couple of fights with him have opened my eyes to that.
Yeah, that was way too close. I mean, if it wasn't for the fiasco, that's
which how do you think that they handle that, bro? Like, isn't that fucked up? Like, if you got hit and the ref stopped the fight afterwards. Remember, we were just talking about this. Yeah, I get it. The ref makes the final decision, blah blah blah. But damn, bro, like the ref was wrong though. Like the bell already rang.
I can't. And then you made a good point about he didn't hear the bell, but he didn't hear the warning bell, the warning either. It's like good.
The ref fucked up. He fucked up.
Yep, he fucked up, and then the fucking commission backed him up on it. That's fucked up.
But what they should have done is if they were going to stop the fight, then they should have judged the fight. They should have judged the fight on what the cards set up until that point.
And what you said that earlier, which was a great point. They should have went to the scorecards. You know what I mean? Because that's the only fair way to do it. You can't just say.
To tell you the truth, you know what? Majimov had a chance of losing that one.
that's probably why they didn't go to the scorecards.
Because that was close as fuck, man. In fact, I got that one scored, man. Let's see. I had round 1 to Soho, 2 was Majimov, 3 was Soho, 4 was Soho, 5 was Majimov, 6 was Majimov, 7 was Soho, 8 was dude. It was
a draw.
It was a draw, man. That was it wasn't supposed to be that way. But then Soho, a lot of people slept on Soho too, because Soho is not a bad fighter though. That's another.
I'm with Champ Ross. I don't know if you guys know Champ Ross, but I'm with Champ Ross on his prediction league. And I have to announce my predictions before the fights every week. And I actually picked Soro for the upset, and I picked also Marcus Brown for the upset.
What'd you think about that fight today?
I didn't watch it. Unfortunately, I was working at the time that it happened. I got home too late. No, actually, I got home before it, but then I fell asleep because I was waiting for my phone to charge, and I fucking fell asleep. And by the time I went live, or I clicked on a live, you know what I'm saying, the fight was already done.
Damn.
It was a good fight while it lasted. I think it ended in the ninth, right? What was it, the 9th round or the 8th round?
It was the 8th, man.
The 8th, yeah. I don't know if you want me to spoil it for you, Major Key, but you got to.
No, go ahead, because some people have already told me. So go ahead.
Dude, you gotta see that nasty gash that fucking that Beterbiev got in the middle.
Beterbiev got fucking cut open.
Just like when Brown fought what's his name? The fuck is that guy's name? The dude from South Africa, Badu Jack. For Badu Jack.
Oh, I see Badu Jack fucking, yeah.
Dude, he was bleeding.
Badu Jack was like one of the worst ever, bro.
He was bleeding more than Teofimo was, man.
Badu Jack was worse, but God,
it was similar.
Blood shit. It was similar. The blood that was coming down. The doctor told the ref, one more round and I'm stopping it. It was funny, right? He said that to the ref, and the ref never took him back to the corner to see the doctor, because if he would have, the doctor would have said, I'm stopping, you know. But the thing is that Beterbiev understood that, and that's when he started dropping he was already finding his range to land the big shots, you know, to the body, upstairs. As soon as his corner told him to go to the body, he started doing that.
Yeah.
And so you saw an urgency to knock him out, because he didn't want to go to the scorecards, because fuck that. Nobody's gonna be interested in me, nobody's gonna be interested in me if this goes, you know, if it's an official, it goes to the scorecard type of fight.
Yeah, he kicked into overdrive after that shit. He kicked into overdrive.
Them Chechens, those dudes from that part of the region of Russia. It's part of Russia, whatever. They fucking strong motherfuckers, man. It's like they just built a little bit different than everybody else from that region.
Yeah, they can take a lot of punishment. But you know what is interesting, and maybe I'm wrong, but y'all let me know. They cut easy.
Yeah. I mean, listen. Yeah, they cut easy for two reasons. Their skin is fine, but they're brawlers. Maybe they're elite brawlers, but they're brawlers though, and so they're there to be hit with a big shot.
They cut easy. Yeah, I noticed that, but you know, it's like it's still. Oh, D-Dubs, you missed the fight, man. You better go check out the highlights, man. Yeah, for sure. Another one. The thing I like Morrell a lot. We already touched on Morrell and what weight he should fight at. I think Morrell's gonna fucking clean house in the next year or two, and I think that he's going to make a major fucking dent in the game. I just hope that that they don't play the stupid games that they're playing now with the other belts. I want Morrell to get a good shot at cleaning house.
Well, man, again, like 168, if Canelo actually leaves his belts, which he hasn't said he's going to do yet, if he decides to go to 175, Morrell probably cleans up that division, because I don't believe that if Canelo goes to 175, that David Benavidez stays at 168, because he just can't make the weight, man. Like, he should just move up. Everybody want to see him at 175, not 168. You know what I'm saying? So and everybody that calls him out really doesn't want the smoke. So
what happens to the belts, Key? What happens to the belts? If he drops the belts, is there going to be a tournament?
They're dispersed. Yeah, they're dispersed. Yeah, absolutely. If they're dispersed, then there's going to be, eliminator bouts for the WBA, eliminator bouts for the WBC. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be eliminator bouts for all the belts. You know what I mean? And then whoever gains the belts, then they're the new champs, and they can make those money fights with the other champs if they want to.
Wait,
but right now I don't see that. I don't see Canelo dropping him right now. And honestly speaking, I mean, to be honest with you, I see him beating even a David Morrell right now. I don't see anybody beating Canelo right now, and that's not just on like some fanboy shit. I'm just being realistic. Like it's just like when I didn't see certain people beating other fighters in the past, like Roy Jones, for example. Roy Jones, for me, bro, Roy Jones was like a fucking machine. I never seen nobody like hit so accurately with the right and the left hand at the same time, bro. Like ambidextrous type of fighter, bro. Like bro, he shocked me. Mike Tyson, for example, when he was out, I what the fuck is this guy made of? You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought he was made out of iron for real. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. But yeah, man, like it's just certain fighters at certain times, man. Once they peak, bro, like you just know, nobody's beating this person. And when you do get the person that beats them, it's a shock.
Yeah, it is a shock. It's like, oh my god, we never saw that coming.
Exactly. So right now he's still in his prime. I don't see nobody beating him right now. And he's too disciplined.
I don't see it happening. I you know what? I do think Triple G can beat him. I do think of all the people at 168, I think Triple G can do it.
But Triple G's been at 160 for a minute, bro. Like he gotta
do it. If he gets a chance to do it, man, he'll come up for that shit.
But all these guys that keep calling out Canelo, man, they want that payday, but they're not moving up and bulking up. Like they need to get acclimated to the. I would like to see them too. I would like to see those fights, but they're not really like, they're not putting themselves out there. If you could beat Canelo, then can't you beat everybody else? Can't you just make a fucking fight?
What about
it's like they're scared to move up just to fight some random person to get acclimated to the weight, because they know damn well that they're gonna lose to Canelo.
What about Boo Boo? What I didn't like the fact that Boo Boo had a fight that fought that.
Man, fuck Boo Boo Andrade, man. Huh? Fuck Boo Boo Andrade, man. Fuck him. Oh my, yo, bro. I swear to God, bro. Like when Callum Smith fought Canelo, I had my homeboy, right, and this is what this is my close friend, bro. I know this guy since 10 years old. He was at my crib with his wifey, and everybody was high as fuck except me because I don't smoke, right? Everybody high as hell, bro, and they're watching Boo Boo, and they're like, "Yo, who the fuck is this weirdo?" I'm like, "Yo, he's calling out Canelo." And he's like, "But he's a champion," and I'm like, "Yeah, he's got a belt," and they're like a legitimate belt though, like he's like an actual champion, like They couldn't fathom the fucking thought that Bubu Andre was a legitimate champion, bro. They're looking at him like talking all weird and shit. I was like, yeah, I know he's a weirdo, bro, but he's actually a champion, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I sure do.
It's cracking up, bro. They're looking at him like, what? They're high as hell, like, oh, got the munchies and shit. You know what I'm saying? They're eating and taking snacks and just laughing at it, like looking at each other, like, you hear this weirdo? Like, straight up.
How did he end up fighting the Irish guy? How did that happen? How did that come into play? How was that his mandatory?
Bro, I'm trying to say Bubu Andre at his fucking weight division for so long, right? When you're talking about everything about Canelo, you need to just fall back for a second and say, hey, somebody that's been at that weight division for so long, how could you not make a fight? How are you gonna say everybody's ducking you when you didn't petition or you didn't do shit to make a fight?
Someone's talking to you, McSmith. Hold on a second. Let me see where it starts.
Hey, it's all good. Hey, John McSmith is actually a funny guy. You know, he says what's up to me all the time on Coach Malachi's channel. You know, he almost got kicked out today by Coach Malachi because Shelton, my boy, was like, man, shut the fuck up. And he played the victim, and Coach was about to kick him out, but then Coach apologized because he played the victim, and Coach didn't know what happened. You know,
I like Coach, man. I like Coach. I
fuck with Coach. I fuck with Coach, man. That's my dude right there, man.
I subbed to him last week. I go in there every once in a while. I fucking couldn't get on the panel, so I had to call his number, and then I talked with him for a few minutes. A good guy. Good guy. I like the fact that he's not a fucking fanboy and he likes fucking with fanboys.
Mm-hmm.
I like real people. Listen, here's the deal. My wife came in, went home, went back to the room. I'm gonna go, guys. I'm gonna end it here, but there's something I want to say. First of all, Major Keys, is there anything you want to say before we close it out? And before I get my final statement in, if you got anything to say, you want to throw a link up there?
Yeah, all I'm going to say is, you know what I'm saying, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to Major Key Boxing. You know what I'm saying, like and subscribe to my boy right here, Electro Jed. And again, it was fun chopping it up with you. I appreciate that you picked up the rest of Free Smoke Friday. And here we go, man.
All right, guys, listen. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Major Keys. I want to thank Recognize. I want to thank Slugger Sam. Who else came on earlier? What's his name? I can't remember his name right now. I'll remember it later. I just want to say thank you to everybody who came up on the panel, and thank you everybody in the chat. The last thing I want to say is this: it's that season, guys. It's cold out there in a lot of parts of the country. People are doing without. If you can afford to help somebody less fortunate than you, please do it out of the kindness of your heart. And just do it because it's the right thing to do. And with that being said, God bless everybody. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. And I'll see you again next time. Peace out, everybody.